This tutorial is going to show you how to use Photoshop to replicate some of the cool effects seen in the Instagram application. The first part of this tutorial will look at giving a photo a vintage effect, with the second part showing you how to add a torn effect border. This tutorial is being created on Photoshop CS 5.5. First, let's have a look at a way to give our photograph a great vintage look. You can see here the photo after we have made the adjustments. For those familiar with Instagram, they will know this as the Nashville Effect. Now let's go back to the original photo so I can show you the process for achieving this effect. In the main menu, click on Layer, then New Adjustment Layer, then Levels. In the New Layer window that pops up, click OK. The adjustment window will open to the right. In the window, locate the drop-down box that currently reads RGB and select Blue. Using the slider at the bottom, drag the black pivot toward the center of the slide. It should end up resting anywhere between 125 and 130. As you can see, the image has been given a significant blue tint. Now, let's make some further adjustments with another layer. Click Layer and then New Fill Layer and then Solid Color. Click OK in the window that appears. A tan color box works best here for duplicating the Nashville effect. In the color number box at the bottom of the window, type F6DDAD and click OK. In the Layers panel, make sure that Color Fill 1 is selected, and from the drop-down menu that currently reads Normal, choose Multiply. You can now see that the image is starting to look rather like the Instagram filter. We just need to brighten it up a little. Click Layer again, navigate to New Adjustment Layer and select Curves. Click OK in the window that appears. This adjustment option will allow us to raise the brightness in just the right places. Click on the point in the bottom left corner of the graph and drag it about 3/4 of the way up the first quarter of the graph. Create a second point by clicking anywhere on the line and place it in the square up and to the right, somewhere around the center. The final point should be created in the top row, second square from the left. Place it next to the bottom right corner. Move this one until the photo looks just right. And that's it for Nashville. As you can see, it's a great vintage effect that can be easily replicated with Photoshop. Now let's stick with this image as we look at another adjustment which can be found in Instagram, the addition of a torn-edged border. If you are working with a new image, you won't need to do this, but here we want to flatten the image, so we begin working with just one single layer. Clicking Layer and then Flatten Image will do this. Now, first, we need to create a new adjustment layer, so click the New Layer icon in the Layers window on the right. This layer is going to give us our border around the image. So press Ctrl and A on the keyboard at the same time to select the entire image. Now, right-click anywhere on the image and in the menu that appears, select the Stroke option. In the window that appears, select a stroke size. Now, how large you set this will depend on the resolution of your image. It is worth playing around with this setting until you get a good border size. It should appear at this stage a touch larger than you want it to be in the final image. Click in the Color window to choose a color for your border. In this example, we are using black, but white also looks very effective. Click OK to confirm the color. Make sure the location option is set to Inside and then click OK. Press Ctrl and D at the same time on the keyboard to deselect the image. On the menu on the left, select the Eraser tool. Click the Brush Selection option in the menu at the top. Scroll down to the bottom brushes and select the one third from the left. It should have a default setting of 100 pixels. Again, the pixel setting you want will depend on the resolution of your image. Here, a setting of around 170 works well. Now, use this brush tool to erase about half of the border around the image. Use your judgment to erase until you get the effect you want. And that's pretty much it. You've now learned how to add an Instagram-style border, which looks particularly effective when added to the Nashville effect we just duplicated in the first part of this tutorial.